down a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. A step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me were meant to be outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
What do you got there, Bulbas? What do you got? What do you got? What'd you find? Is that a bone? Oh, good boy. Let's go see what he's got here. Oh, that's definitely a bone. Yeah, looks like probably a deer. There's lots of deer scat around here. And if you look closely, even got some wild horses. That one right there is looking right at us. Man, those horses are just cool. They're just, they're all running like back and forth along this stream here. Really, really stoked to be here today, guys. This was where the trail was leading, and I was in a camp right here, but I really wanted to camp right by the stream so I could hear the river. But this is where can see the tracks. This is where it led us. And it doesn't look overtly deep, like you can actually see the bottom, but this is also standing water in kind of a skaggy area, and there's lots of it. And I didn't really want to risk it with the truck, just because I don't have decent tires. There's not much to recover from, and I don't have a winch, and I don't have any service. So that is why we did not finish the trail, and we camped right, where is it? There's the top of the tent, you can see it there. Yeah, it's just beautiful out here. Tonight we are having vegetable kebabs that are going to be a little bit wrapped in bacon, and then I've got a sole fillet that's been stuffed with imitation crab and dill and then drizzled with lemon. And I'm going to cook the sole fillet in the bacon grease. So the bacon's going to go in first, and then the skewers are going to go on their own little thing. Go in. Absolutely delicious. All right, people. Well, we are in the tent. Got Mr. Zeus back there somewhere. There he is. And you know, what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Absolutely stunning. Very grateful I've been able to get out here and enjoy some of this stuff. Especially with all the craziness going on right now. It's been a real blessing being able to come out here, so very thankful. Figured I'd kind of show you guys my layout in here. I've kind of fancied it up a little bit. Since it's summer, I can kind of have a little bit more ambiance rather than, you know, shelter more because of comfort rather than necessary. Whereas in the winter, you know, I prefer to sleep in an enclosed space. So, but yeah, I've got my little solar lights there, and then I've got my puck lights, and then I've also got the plug-in Smittybilt light, which I will plug in right now. And as you can see, that thing puts out a ton of light. It's a big LED strip, and I just run it to one of my portable batteries here. This one's almost dead because I've been using it for a while, but we'll run it right dry, might as well. Yeah, so this is my castle. See, that's where Zeus sleeps, and then that's where I sleep. And then I've got my schmuck, usually hangs up around here. Got my bear spray. Where's that? Bear spray hat. And then my radio. And yeah, my Tylenol and the Yeti. This is really bright. I'm gonna take that off. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of relax and enjoy that river. Man, that's beautiful. Look at that. That's my view. That's my view when I'm going to bed. Look at that. Ain't that something? That's super cool. Oh, do you hear that? So we've got some geese coming through. Yeah, that's my view from my bed. Not too shabby. Big morning. What's up, folks? It's me and Mr. Zeus is here. And it's late morning. It's probably around 10 o'clock. And the wind has finally died down with some relatively
well, some decent intervals in between where it's not as windy. It's still super, super windy when it is, though. So I'm pretty thankful I put the awning back in last night, because I'm sure I would have woken up to that thing being destroyed. And the tent held up pretty good, but it was pretty late before I got to sleep because the wind just kept, the fly just kept flapping against the damn tent, and that got really annoying. Even Zeus had a hard time getting to sleep. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But we managed to fall asleep eventually, and only woke up every few hours. A river's still flowing in the background, which was really nice. But I think what we're going to do now is kind of clear the stuff out of the tent that doesn't need to be in here, and then make some breakfast. And then I'm going to enjoy eating that breakfast. And then probably pack up the rest of the gear and head home.
Nice and hot. Man, this was desperately needed. This little trip. So I've been thinking, and I wasn't going to bring it up, but I think I'm going to bring it up. And I noticed that there's a lot of people that seem to be a little confused as to what's quarantine and what's social isolation. And there's been some comments made that coming outside and doing this kind of stuff is irresponsible. And I'm going to push back on that a lot. I understand that in order to get out here, you have to go to gas stations, and you have to maybe run to the grocery store and get a few extra groceries to do this. But to think that coming out here is somehow irresponsible, opposed to even just going up and picking an oil filter for your car or anything like that during a time of a pandemic like we're dealing with here. We are not, where I'm from in Alberta, we are not under a quarantine, meaning there's been no official statement from any governing body stating that we are under a strict quarantine and not to go anywhere. However, sorry about that wind, I'm going to try to block it. However, there is some advertisements out there, specifically from Travel Alberta, stating, the wilderness can wait. It's been there for 100 years. But they are talking specifically about national parks. They are talking about places where there is a large group of gatherings of people, and where they can't manage, where it would be difficult to manage social isolation. But we're not under a quarantine. But please, just don't start throwing shade because people are going out into the wilderness during a pandemic. It's probably the safest place to be. It removes populations from cities and puts them in a more wide open space. It's way easier to do stuff like this and to stay safe in places like this. Now, that is just my personal opinion. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a sociologist. I don't understand really how people work. People confuse me, which is why I prefer to be out here. People still need to live. And in my personal opinion, we need to learn how to live with this rather than hide from it. That's it. Cheers.